What's going on, guys? This is your boy Chili, and it's been a few days since I uploaded. I had really crazy midterms last week, and then took a little weekend break with Ariel. We kind of took like a little mini vacation because we're on spring break now. It's Monday the 21st, and now we're just working, going to the gym, and I'm playing video games. She's relaxing, so it's kind of nice. And today's video is a kind of speculation and conjecture video of like what to expect with the new light level and new content coming to Destiny in April. And essentially the way that people should know this is if you go to Bungie's website and you look at their weekly update, in the most recent one they talked about how there's going to be a new light level increase, new gear, a couple new events, PvE events, and maybe some PvP events. I haven't looked at it in a while, but essentially I wanted to talk about the overall scope of what to expect and what everyone else expects, because I'm going to post this to the Bungie forums, possibly Reddit. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to do that, but essentially with all the DLC we've gotten in the Taken King, sorry about that, all the Taken King DLC has been, I mean, really small scale, like Festival of the Lost. And right here I take like over a minute break. I think I honestly like ran downstairs to grab my food or something, but anyways, the Taken King DLC has been, for lack of a better word, just not substantial enough. And one of the main reasons is obviously Bungie's got to work on the next major game for this kind of, for this following. I mean, it's gonna be Bungie 2, or not Bungie 2. I'm all over the place right now. It's gonna be Destiny 2. Bungie, for the most part, they got, I guarantee you, they have most of that dev team working on Destiny 2. The fact that it got pushed back, it was heavily expected to come out this year, and it got pushed back to 2017. We don't know exactly what quarter yet, but the fact of the matter is most of the team is working on that. So we have to assume that every DLC that came out post Taken King was going to be less substantial and less substantial. And when you look at it from Festival of the Lost, you got to grind for candy and masks. That was fun. If you're like me and you bought some of the masks, you got to keep them, which essentially just hog up vault space. That's something I talked about in my last video. Or the SRL event, which again was just armor for Spell Racing League that you didn't necessarily need to keep, but it had a chance at 320 helmets, but it was just racing. And then the most recent one was Crimson Doubles, which was a couple ghosts and 2 shaders, an emblem, and it was elimination doubles elimination, and it was the least substantial thing. It was kind of just pieced together at the last minute. In my opinion, it just wasn't that good. I don't know. Anyways, the point is you got to assume that besides the big DLC that they have said that will come out at the end of the year, which will most likely include a raid, a substantial raid, what is this new light level increase going to do? What is the new gear going to do? And how many people actually have a bunch of room for the gear? Because if you're like me, take out the masks out of my inventory and the SRL gear, my vault's still pretty filled up. I mean, that would relieve what, 20 something spaces? No, more than that, like 30 something spaces. So you'd still have space, but it's kind of like, do you take that stuff away? What else do you delete? Does it replace raid gear? How does that work? Now, if you look at the picture on Bungie's website of the weekly update, you'll see that most of it, and I'm actually going to click on it right now, most of it is actually the gear actually, sorry, I'm spacing as I'm clicking on it, is gear from the House of Wolves. If you look at the Titan helmet, the Hunter helmet, and the Warlock helmet, that is all stuff from the House of Wolves that you can still go buy from Varix, I believe. You can still use those armor coins or the weapon coins, but essentially it's still stuff that you can purchase. And my theory, it'll have something to do with the House of Wolves, because in my opinion that was probably the least played DLC out of Destiny Year 1. On the Dark Below, it had some people's interest, but the House of Wolves, it wasn't even a raid. It was kind of a raid that fell apart, so it was a mini raid, what a lot of people looked at as the Prison of Elders. It'll probably have something to do with that, just based off that armor, the light level increase, the gear. Maybe they're just re-releasing stuff. At the best possible aspect is they're re-releasing Year 1 raids, is in putting in Year 2 gear stats for those, maybe. And more people would run those, but do people have room to have Year 2 Prison of Elders, Year 2 Dark Below raid gear, and Year 2 Vault of Glass raid gear? Maybe that would be cool to see people like customize, mix and match, but still, the collectivists out there, hey, I want all the raid gear, I want to do all the raids, I want to collect everything, I want to, I want level whatever. We don't know what they're going up to now. Maybe level 50. I want a light level 50 Fatebringer or Vision of Confluence. I don't know if saying that right. It's been so long. Or, you know, a level 50 Vex Mythoclast. We really don't know. And that's kind of where it's fun to speculate. Besides the dev team who's working on it, besides maybe some major streamers or YouTubers who will get kind of a first look at it when they do the Twitch reveals, if they do that like they did on the last DLCs, no one really knows, so it's pure speculation. So I'm going to post this to the forums, and I want people to speculate and kind of infer what they think is going to happen, because it's a very interesting conversation, and they pay attention to it if it gets enough steam. And that's kind of the one thing I want to see is when I talked about my item management and being more efficient with the space. One of the people who responded to me was very polite. He basically said, the problem with Destiny, the original Destiny, is that it's still catering to past gen and current gen systems. And quite simply put, the PS3s and Xbox 360s don't have the power to do what the PS4s and Xbox Ones do. Obviously, they're older gen systems. So because of that, we can't have the vault space that we could have if it was just focused on PS4 or Xbox One, and we couldn't have all these things. So you have to realize that anything that we get with the Taken King or anything else up until Destiny 2 will be catered to old gen systems, which means we have to kind of settle a little bit. I know it's not fun, you're not getting, you know, pure utilization of your console, but that's just the way it is. So the DLC can't be too expansive, but at the same time, is it worth it to delete old gear or only have raid gear? Who knows what they're going to do. I suspect that maybe they'll re-release year one content throughout the second year, but they still have more exotics coming, they still have stuff. So they're going to just slowly release that stuff as the year goes on up until the major DLC, which might see another light level increase and overall weapons, new gear, and stuff like that. But you have to figure that most of the dev team at Bungie has already started focusing on Destiny 2. So again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments or on the comments on the forum. I want to see what people think, and I want to see what people would like to see, because me personally, I don't know. I've been having a lot of fun playing other games, and with the DLCs just getting lower and lower on the totem pole of quality, in my opinion. I mean, doubles elimination, here's a shader, here's an emblem, woo, you know. Here's, we're going to give you a new ghost, but, you know, none of them dropped for anybody, so we all got one as like a consolation prize. Just stuff like that, I really want to see kind of improvement. I'm not knocking them. Look, the hype that Destiny had coming in, and then the way that it just blew everything out of the water, it's really set a high precedent for Destiny 2. Destiny 2 has to shock and awe, and I believe it will, but I believe because of that, they have to have their devs constantly working on that. They just don't have the support team that they used to. I mean, Destiny, the Taken King, all year one stuff is a well that's drying up rapidly, and there's just only so much you can get out of it now, you know, and that's fine. But you know, let's still kind of figure out if this DLC is going to bring you back, because who knows if it will. I'm posting this on the Bungie website, so obviously you're going to get not an overall like a good data sample, because those are the people who obviously care enough to make accounts and constantly follow the forums. They're probably going to play no matter what. But the average players that you know, are they going to come back? Are they going to convince your friends to come back? That's what I want to know. So, hope you guys are having a wonderful spring break. If you guys just got off spring break, I hope you guys had a wonderful spring break. I'm going to try to upload a video every day this week. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below or the comments on the forums. If you guys enjoyed the video, thumbs up. I would appreciate that. And with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go eat some dinner. So remember to stay focused, stay humble, stay driven. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.